Hey everyone, I know we got a little pushed against the hour and I wanted to go over just a couple of concepts really quick so that you have all the content you need as it comes to opening the dialogue about disability. I'm going to start with microaggressions. I know we went through the 3 microaggressions. I really want to spend a little bit more time on the courses of action and talking about what happens if you see a microaggression and how you can combat that. So if you see a microaggression, here are some of the questions and things to consider. Number one, is what you just witnessed an individual issue or is it an organizational issue? So is this a one-to-one problem? Someone as an individual said something or did something that can be considered in that class or not the best way to deal with someone with a disability? Or is this an organizational issue? Is this more about how the organization functions? That will help you determine how to move forward, because sometimes there might be a process in place, so it might look like the person was not meeting the need of the individual with a disability, but really it was the process they were told to follow for their job, and that's an organizational issue. Number two, determine when to address it. Sometimes in the moment is great, sometimes in the moment is not, and you have to determine when to do it. I think if you have a relationship with the person, they can probably be sooner than later. I think if it's a heated exchange, definitely wait. But know that you don't always have to do it in the moment. You can be strategic about when you deal with it. Number three, do you have a direct impact on making the change? If the answer is yes, go for it. Go make it. Like I referenced in the presentation, I worked at a campus that did not really invest in closed captioning, especially for our major events. And I basically reworked it into our budget and paid for it anyway and made it happen. And then because of that, normalized it. Why? Because I had access to a budget in that case, and I was able to finagle the budget where we could get closed captioning for everybody at the event. It could be a follow-up conversation. So related to number two, when to address it. Maybe it's a follow-up from something that happened, especially if it happened to you. Maybe you might want to follow up with that person and talk to them about it. Or it might be a follow-up conversation with someone that wasn't involved, someone from your human resources team, someone from your organization, maybe an expert in the field. It could be a follow-up conversation to give you better information so you know how to move forward. You can just ask yourself, is more training needed? Is this like, yes, the microaggression occurred, but it's occurring because people just don't know how to act in this situation around this specific type of disability. Do we just need to be trained so we can be really aware of it and we can move forward? And do we need to change policy and or our practices? Again, this is where you sit around with those that write the policy, the handbooks, the org charts, and start thinking about what can we do to change it? When can we change it? And how quickly can we change it? Those are great questions to ask. At some point, disability inclusion does happen at the organizational level. All right, so that's courses of action for microaggressions. Thanks everyone for attending, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I would be more than happy to help. And remember, keep fighting, keep educating yourselves and making this a more inclusive place for individuals with disabilities. Thank you.